Hi there, hope you're having a pleasant day wherever you may be. Today I find myself in a small town that was once the site of a famous battle. That's right, I'm at the world's largest ball of twine in Darwin, Minnesota. Darwin is located about 60 or so miles west of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So what exactly is going on here? Well, the sign's pretty straightforward, and this is the world's largest ball of twine. Ah, but Mike, didn't you just make a video about the world's largest ball of twine in Cocker City? Which I did. If you'd like to check that one out, go right ahead. But what do you say we get back to this one? The story begins in 1950 when a Darwin resident named Francis Johnson decided to roll up some twine. And in his spare time, he continued to do so between the years of 1950 and 1979, eventually amassing this ball of twine. During the process of rolling up the twine, at one point it was taking up to 4 hours a day that he would spend on this. And in order to keep the round shape, he would use a railroad jack, which I guess is what's used to move around rail cars. So yeah, it was quite an endeavor for him. When he was all said and done, his ball of twine was over 11 feet tall, 40 feet around, and 17,000 pounds. And that's where the battle comes into play. See, in 1973, the Cocker City twine ball was declared by the Guinness Book of World Records to be the largest ball of twine. Well, in 1979, when he was done with his, Francis now had the largest ball, and Guinness declared them the twine ball champions. Now, during the 1980s, the folks over in Cocker City decided that they wanted to reclaim the title, so they held what were known as Twineathons, and the community would get together and add twine every year to the ball, ultimately surpassing the size of this one. So in 1991, Guinness officially designated this one the world's largest ball of twine made by one man. It was also in 1991 that the ball was moved from Francis Johnson's yard, where he used to keep the ball chained up just in case somebody might want to walk away with it. Yeah, kind of sounds like a quirky, weird dude. It was eventually moved in 1991 to this spot here, right under the water tower of Darwin. So in addition to the ball of twine, Francis Johnson was also apparently a very skilled carpenter. And one of the things he liked to make were these very intricate pliers made out of large chunks of wood. And then in the handles, he would make another set of pliers and another set of pliers from the handles of those, and all without any bolts or anything. It was all just made from the wood. The pictures look kind of interesting, to say the least. Now, as far as visiting here, it's very simple. Like I said, it's in Darwin, Minnesota, which is about an hour and a half from Minneapolis. It's a small little town, got a little downtown area. This is right off the main drag here. It's out in public, free to visit. It's got a little information kiosk here. There's a little guest book that you can sign. And behind me, there's also a little museum that I guess tells you a little more history of the twine and has some of those pliers that he carved out of wood in there and souvenirs. But unfortunately, by the time I got here, it looks like it was closed, and or it might just be open upon request. There's a sign on there that says, to call the lady if she can come out and open it for you. It's also kind of worth noting that this is a source of civic pride for the town. All the street signs have a little ball of twine on them. The little park has a little ball of twine on it. There's a couple things in town named after the ball of twine. So it's kind of a big deal for Darwin, Minnesota, which is kind of cool. Now, of course, it's hard to not compare the two visits. Both are very cool. You get to see a very large ball of twine. The one difference is that you can actually go up and touch the one in Cocker City, and it's a little easier to photograph because it's in the open. This one's behind glass, so it's hard to get like non-reflective pictures and to get the whole thing. So if I had one knock, that's probably it. But other than that, very cool. Visit both if you can. Well, that does it for this one. Thanks for joining me on this trip to Darwin, Minnesota to visit the world's largest ball of twine made by one man. Hope you found it interesting. Hope you found it informative, and maybe it'll encourage you to come check it out yourself. With that said, I guess I'll see you on the next one. And I'm pretty sure in my other video, when I referred to this ball of twine taking over the record, I think I said it was a woman because I saw Francis. I just assumed. But no, Francis Johnson was a man.